Today was the first day in 6 months that I cut my hair. The last time I cut my hair was in January 1st, New Year's Day, where I got like a trimmer and I buzzed off everything until it was like so tiny. And in the last like 6 months, it's been growing out and it got like decently long. I thought it'd go actually longer, but it hasn't. Today, I was just messing around and I had some scissors in my hand and I decided, okay, you know what? The sides are sticking out a bit. Let's cut it. So I cut it a little bit and then I cut it a little bit more, then a little bit more. And then, yeah, it looked all right. Actually, no, I don't know how to cut it any further and I was a bit too scared to. So I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to even out both sides. So I tried to do that the best I could. Now it just looks like I have a mullet. So I don't think it went that well. And my parents, they didn't even know I got a haircut. They didn't even know I changed anything about it, which is crazy because when I look at like the pictures that I take now, like today morning versus one from yesterday, it looked kind of different, but maybe it's just because I look at myself and like at the mirror. Maybe it's because I look at the mirror and analyze myself, or like everyone just sees me day to day, so they probably won't know the difference. But yeah, today I put some ants and a spider into my like, ecosystem that I built. I collected the spider from my bathroom actually. It was just chilling there. And I felt like rather than just like throwing it out in the bush, I'll just put it in the ecosystem for a few hours, see how it does. So I made a really beautiful ecosystem with it, like with moss and everything. And it's like a fish tank basically, but I didn't have a fish tank. So I just made it in a plastic container. I even had like rocks, a substrate, and I had a filter and everything. And there were air holes. I had sticks layered up so it would be like the perfect environment. And I even put some lychee leaves, which are like perfect shelter. I put it in the container with like 9 ants, few worms because I had a lot of soil there and I wanted the soil to be breathable. So for a few hours it went okay. Unfortunately, I did not get to see like what the animals did just because I was vacuuming the house instead. But after a while, I did release them back into the wild. I put the spider back into a tree and I put the ants and worms back into the soil. Today, I also went out to shop for like camping stuff. I was mainly looking at fishing gear, but all I bought was like a 6-pack of soft plastic lures, which I'm hoping to use sometime soon. It's been a long time since I've gone fishing, so I can't wait. I actually don't know how to tie any of the knots or do any of the like setting up the fishing rod, so I have to learn that as well. But I reckon I'll be pretty good at fishing once I get the hang of it. One thing that I really wanted to do was journal today. Like, one thing I realized is I always say, okay, I'm gonna journal, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna read my books, but these activities are so boring. I just feel like they don't even count as activities. So I just like, oh, I don't want to journal for 20 minutes. I'm just gonna scroll for 30 minutes instead. That's what happens in my mind. And it's genuinely, I gotta change that. But one thing in particular is like, I was thinking about self-limiting beliefs today and how we automatically like classify ourselves into stuff without even having a real life experience to back it up or anything. I don't know how to say it. It's just we already limit our potential, already limit our challenges before we even know what we're capable of. So for some instance, I'll think, no, there's no way. Like in Australia, we have a lot of people with mullets who go fishing, who like ride bulls and like ride their dirt bikes. And I'm like, no, I'm not one of them. I like fishing, I like doing this stuff, but not like them. And I'm like, why? Why do I think that way? Why do I have this self-limiting belief that I'm not like them? That I'm not as good in fishing as them? That's just an example. It's a pretty bad example, actually. I should probably make a better one. But that's just what came up to mind. Maybe it's like, I know a lot of people and they do really interesting stuff. So in my school, I have someone who has like taking plane lessons and they fly around our city and they go on a flight lesson like every week and they're getting their hours up. They're going on solo flights. And I'm like, they have such an interesting journey. And if they just record it and just upload it to the internet, you know, maybe they'll meet some other people who are interested in the same thing. Maybe people would like to watch their content, because I know for a fact a lot of people want to be pilots. A lot of people want to see what it's like to be in a plane. And I know like their content could possibly inspire a lot of people, just like a young dude flying a plane. So I tell them about this, but they have this self-limiting belief. They're like, no, no way. I'm too scared to go on camera. What if people judge me, you know? Like, nah, not me. Like, no one would watch me, you know? They have these self-limiting beliefs, but like, they've never tried, so they never know. Can't wait to journal about my self-limiting beliefs one day. So, yeah, that's the plan. Other than that, don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. I got that from a YouTuber called The Antrix. Check him out.